David Icke was born for these times. As Wall Street and financial centers around the world are reacting to a crisis of historical proportions, David is saying this scenario is simply part of an agenda that was laid out long ago. Toward the end of the interview, he also speaks very eloquently about the solutions, one that buys back our sense of humanity and breaks the illusion of tyranny, placing a stranglehold over the human race. But first, he says we must see the game for what it is, including the cozy relationships between what is framed as the public and private financial sectors.
Goldman Sachs was heavily involved in the whole so-called subprime mortgage situation that officially triggered this economic crisis. There was a man who has worked for the Defense Department, he's worked for the White House, and then he moved into banking with Goldman Sachs. He became chairman and chief executive of Goldman Sachs. In 2006, he left Goldman Sachs and became US Treasury Secretary, a man called Henry Paulson. The same Henry Paulson who, because there was this massive problem with the banking system because of all this debt, what they call toxic debt, oh, the credit crunch. Hey, Henry, what's your answer to it? Well, glad you asked. I've been thinking about it. I tell you what it is. It's let's give $700 billion to $1 trillion of debt taken on by the government, i.e. generation after generation of the population, and let's give it to the banks, which I worked for, and when I finish with this job, quite shortly probably, I'm going to go back there, and let's do that. It's just so utterly blatant now. And this is what's happening.
This is a very succinct glimpse into how the financial system functions from the top of the pyramid to the bottom, us. For the full interview, go to ConsciousMediaNetwork.com.